Hello, I'm Dr. Elena Chirikhina. Here you will learn science-based habits to reduce fatigue, calm your mind, and extend your healthy years of life. Most people start January with high motivation. They buy the gym membership, they throw out the junk food, and they promise themselves this year will be different. But by February the 1st, 80% of them have quit. Why? Are they lazy? No, it's because they are fighting their own biology. We try to force change with willpower, but willpower is a fine resource in the frontal lobe of your brain. It runs out when you get tired, when your kids get sick, or when you have a deadline at work. If you're relying on willpower to save your mental health, you will fail. Real change happens when you stop fighting your brain and start hacking its chemistry. Today, we are not talking about New Year resolutions. We are talking about lifestyle medicine protocols. I'm going to share 5 evidence-based habits that actually rewire your nerve system for 2026. These aren't just wellness tips from Instagram. They are clinical tools we use to treat anxiety and depression. We are going to look at the SMILES trial, the science of BDNF, and how they tone your vagus nerve. And the best part, you don't need to do them perfectly to see results. Let's begin with the most powerful antidepressant that doesn't require a prescription. When I say exercise, you probably think about burning calories or fitting into smaller jeans. I want you to delete that definition from your brain right now. In 2026, I want you to view movement as the way to signal safety to your nerve system. Here's the science. When move your body, specifically when you get heart rate up, your muscles secrete protein called BDNF, brain-derived neurotrophic factor. Neuroscientists call this miracle grow for the brain. BDNF repairs your neurons. It's improved neuroplasticity, your brain ability to change and to adapt. A 2024 network meta-analysis found that for not severe depression, structured exercise can be just as effective as medication. Think about that. Walking, jogging, or lifting weights release dopamine, noradrenaline, and serotonin, the exact same neurochemicals targeted by medication, antidepressants. But here is the mistake everyone makes in January. We go all in. They join a CrossFit gym, go hard for 3 days, get sore, feel overwhelmed, feel pain, and quit. That creates a failure loop in your dopamine reward system. Your brain learns that exercise equals pain and failure. Instead, I want you to use the 10-minute rule. Commit just a minute, walking, stretching, dancing in your kitchen. Why 10 minutes? Psychologically, 10 minutes feels enough. Even in your worst, more depressed day, biologically, it's enough to trigger that release of BDNF. So habit number 1 isn't to go to the gym for 1 hour. It's move your body for 10 minutes to feed your brain. You aren't burning calories, you're building a resilient mind. Habit number 2 is about what fuels the brain. We call this nutritional psychiatry. You might think your mood comes from your head, but look at this. This is a vagus nerve. It's superhighway connecting your gut to your brain. Here's a fact that shocks most of my patients. 90% of your serotonin, your happy hormone, is produced in your gut, not your brain. If your gut is inflamed from processed food, sugar, and alcohol, your brain is inflamed. We see this clinically as brain fog, anxiety, or low mood. There was a famous study called the SMILES trial. They took people with clinical depression and did nothing but change their diet to a modified Mediterranean style. The result? 32% of them went into remission. The depression lifted just by changing food. That is the power of the gut-brain connection. Now, I'm not telling you to go to a strict diet in January. Diets rely on restriction. Restriction triggers the stress hormone cortisol. High cortisol makes you crave for sugar. It's a trap, it's a loop. Instead, I want you to use the add, don't subtract method. Add one serving of colorful plants to your lunch every day. Spinach, berries, walnuts, seeds. These foods act as information for your cells. They reduce inflammation and feed the good bacteria that makes your serotonin. Don't worry about cutting out your ultra-processed food and pizza yet. Just add the salad. By adding the good stuff, you naturally crowd out the bad stuff over time without the psychological stress of dieting. Habit number 3 is the foundation of everything. If you don't get this right, the other 4 habits won't work. Sleep. But wait, I know you are thinking about I need 7 or 8 hours. In 2026, I want you to stop obsessing about 7 or 8 hours. Worry about getting enough sleep actually creates sleep anxiety, which spikes cortisol and keeps you awake. It's a self-fulfilling prophecy. Instead, I want you to focus on your circadian rhythm. Your brain has a master clock called the suprachiasmatic nucleus. It regulates your hormones, your digestion, and your mood. When you are sleep deprived, your emotional regulation center, the amygdala, becomes 60% more reactive. This is why when you are tired, a small email from your boss feels like a catastrophe. To fix this, we don't focus on bedtime, we focus on wake up time. The most important signal for your master clock is morning light. Your prescription is this: wake up at the same time every day, within a 30-minute window, even on weekends. Yes, even on Sunday. When you wake up, you see light. You trigger a cortisol spike in the morning, which is good, so that it drops off at night, allowing melatonin to rise naturally. You cannot force yourself to sleep, but you can force yourself to wake up. Anchor your morning and your night will fix itself. Habit number 4 might surprise you. It isn't about vitamins or meditation apps. It's about connection. In 2023, the US Surgeon General declared loneliness a public health crisis. Loneliness is now considered a risk factor as dangerous as smoking 15 cigarettes a day. It increases your risk of heart disease, dementia, and depression by 30 to 40%. But there is a paradox. We are more connected than ever. We have thousands of followers, hundreds of friends on social media, yet we are lonelier than any generation in human history. Why? Because scrolling is not connection. When you scroll, you activate your stress response. You compare yourself to others. Your cortisol goes up. But when you have meaningful contact, voice to voice or face to face, you release oxytocin. Oxytocin is a bonding hormone. It lowers cortisol, reduce blood pressure and signals to your nervous system you are safe, you are not alone. Your habit for 2026 is 5-minute call once a week. Call a friend or family member, not a text, not a voice note, a real call, voice or video, or even better, to meet. Hear their voice, let them hear yours, laugh together, complain together. It doesn't matter what you talk about, it's all about connection. This isn't a luxury, it's a biological necessity. Your brain needs to know you belong to a tribe. Without that signal, your immune system weakens, your inflammation rises, and your mental health suffers. So pick one person right now, schedule the call or a meet, 5 minutes. That's all it takes. Finally, habit number 5. This is the one most people skip, and it's reason why they burn out. We live in the world of chronic stress. We are always on. Emails at breakfast, Zoom calls at lunch, doom scrolling before bed. Your nervous system never gets a break. There is the problem. Stress isn't the enemy. The issue is incomplete stress cycle. When our ancestors faced a threat, a predator, a storm, they ran, they fought, and then they rested. The stress cycle was completed. But modern stress doesn't work that way. You get a stressful email at 9 a.m. and you carry that tension in your shoulders all the way to bedtime. Your body never gets the signal that a threat is over. This is where the vagus nerve comes in. The vagus nerve is like the brake pedal for your nerve system. It switches you from fight or flight mode to rest and digest mode. When your vagus nerve is toned, meaning it's strong and responsive, you recover from stress faster. You sleep better, you digest food better, your heart rate variability improves, which is a maker of resistance. So there is your prescription, micro pauses. 3 times a day, morning, lunch, and before bed. Stop for just 60 seconds. Take 3 deep breaths. But here's the key. Extend your exhale longer than your inhale. Inhale for 4 counts. Exhale for 6 counts. Do this 3 times. Why does this work? Because your exhale activates the vagus nerve. It sends direct signal to your brain the danger is over. You can relax now. This takes 1 minute, but it saves you from burnout. It completes the stress cycle so your body can reset. You don't need an hour of yoga. You don't need a meditation retreat. You just need 60 seconds 3 times a day. So, they're your prescription for 2026. Let's recap. Habit 1, move for 10 minutes to release BDNF and signal safety. Habit 2, add one colorful plant to your lunch to heal your gut-brain axis. Habit 3, anchor your wake-up time with 30 minutes window to regulate your circadian rhythm. Habit 4, make one 5-minute voice call per week to activate oxytocin. Habit 5, take a 3 micro pauses per day to tone your vagus nerve. You don't have to do them all tomorrow. You don't have to do them perfectly as well. Pick one, start there, build consistency, because consistency beats intensity every single time. These aren't your New Year's resolutions. These are lifestyle medicine protocols backed by clinical research. They work because they work with your biology, not against it. If you found this helpful, I have a deep dive on winter wellness coming up next week. The science on why you feel so tired and unmotivated in January and what to do about it. Make sure you are subscribed so you don't miss it. Drop a comment below and tell me which of these 5 habits are you going to start with. I will see you in the next video. Take care of your brain. It's the only one you have got. Bye.